Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rico back with another video. Today I'm gonna teach y'all how to make SVG files in Illustrator so that you can use them in Cricut, Design Space, or Silhouette. And I'm gonna also show you how you can put them on different places on the web like Etsy and make you a little money. So let's jump right into it. All right, so let's jump right into it. If you've never used the font is probably one of the best online font resources there is. They have thousands of fonts, and they're all free. Free for personal use, though, I might add. Free for personal use. However, you can technically alter them to the point to where they're no longer that font, but that's a little bit further down the line. Today what we're going to jump into is, number one, how to find and download fonts. Number two, we're going to go over how to take them into Adobe Illustrator and make them into SVGs. We're going to then go and put them inside, show how to cut them on Cricut Design Space. And then at the end, I'm going to show y'all how you can really sit at home, make these, and run it up on Etsy. So first, let's get into the font. So on the font, the best part about the font that I've noticed from other font websites is that you can go to preview mode. So you can click on this font right here. Let's say Chassis. I think that's how you pronounce that. And let's say I want to do Rico Copeland, and I want to do it large. You can see the font you're looking for, and you can see it. You can sort of preview it as far as what it's going to look like in the text that you want it. So that's one of the biggest parts about the font. Let's go back and look at different. They have them categorized over here. You got decorative, which is pretty cool. You have old school, which is really athletic fonts. Curly, which is what I've seen on Etsy the most, but that's further down the line. And then you got Western. You got all types, but these are probably where I've spent the most of my time. So let's jump right into. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is the one we're gonna use right here. So let's jump right into downloading and installing it. All right. So once you find the one you want, which I like this top one, although it ain't as cool as the original in my name, you're simply gonna come over here to download. And what's gonna actually happen is depending on whether you have the Mac or the PC, it's the same principle, but I'm sure if you're using a laptop or a computer, you know about where to save stuff. And if you don't, then I can link you to a video. I can help you with that if you reach out to me. But basically, you're going to pick where you're going to save it. For me, desktop is going to be my go-to. I've made a folder called YouTube tutorial, and I'm just going to download this font. And if you can see down here, it's actually downloading, and that was a pretty quick download. So you just come over here, make that full screen. Sorry. You come over here to your desktop, and you double click, and it's going to unzip. Now, unzipping a file is the principle applies the same exact way on a Mac as it does the PC. So don't worry about getting lost there. All right. So what you're going to do is there's an OTF file and a TFF file. You're going to double click the TFF file. That's the one I usually do. And on a Mac, you're going to come over here to install fonts. On a Windows, this process pretty much works the same exact way. And so As you see over here now, it's in my list of fonts. So now let's go over to Illustrator and I'll show you how to do it. But before I do that, I actually want to show you, for those of you who don't have Illustrator, sorry, showed you the wrong thing. For those of you who don't have Illustrator, Illustrator is pretty cheap now compared to when I started designing. It's only $20.99 a month, and you can do a free trial if you want to start today. And I'm sure it won't stop your capability, but Illustrator is the go-to vector art program in just every industry. So I'll link it in this video so that you can go get it. All right, so once you open Illustrator for the first time, this is what it's gonna look like. So you got letter, postcard, common, iPhone, HD TV. These are just some of the, sorry, let me get this out the way. These are just some of the standard dimensions, but it's not really life or death if you're trying to, once again, if you're somebody who's never used Illustrator. So we're gonna jump right in. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over to Create New, right? That's you basically creating a new document. So Create New. All right. You're gonna come over here to Art and Illustration. This is important right here, okay? I always do inches, and the width, I'm gonna do 10 inches, and the height, I'm gonna do 10 inches as well. Okay, and then go in here. I like to go to high 300, but that really doesn't matter. Okay, so you get the beach ball, and then you open that right up. Okay, it's gonna give you this little tour, everything like that. If you're just now downloading Illustrator, I'm gonna let you go ahead and have your fun, and then come back and pause it or whatever, and then come back to this part. So boom. All right, so what we're looking for is that new font. Okay, now first I gotta tell you that the essentials, which let me scale this down so you can see the whole screen, because I'm seeing that you're cut off a little bit. All right, there we go. So you can actually change your layout. These are some custom ones that I have, but honestly I do typography, and that's honestly because that's really what we're about to do. So now we're gonna go ahead and use the font we just downloaded. So I honestly just forgot what that font was called, so let me go back over here. That was called Ling Lang. Okay, Ling Lang. Okay, I just need to remember Lang. Okay, so what you're gonna do, there's two ways to do it, and honestly it's good that you should really learn the shortcut. So the shortcut to start typing, is T on your keyboard. And you see, let me go back. T. No. Escape. Okay, you're gonna press T, and that's gonna bring up a little box for you to make text. So just a quick little, if you click and drag a box, you're gonna get a box with some text in, sorry I said text, oh my god, text in it. Alright, if you just select T, which is the shortcut to insert text in Illustrator, T, you select T and just click, you're going to get a free line, no box. Okay, and that's important, not really right now, but as you go down the line. So I just wanted to show y'all that. So let's jump right into making our SVG. So my font was named Ling. Okay, so here's where you can go, because different screen sizes is going to vary and you might not have everything over here, but you're looking for the character panel. So what you're going to do is go to Window, Character, or Type, Type, then Character, and it's going to bring this dialog up. So let me go back. You're going to go to Window, Type, Character. All right. And so here is where this is where all your fonts are. And as you can see, I have a bunch of fonts, a lot of fonts, but we're looking for the one. So it is called Lang. Sorry. Okay. So let me get off of it so I can show you how to go back, just in case you got off of it. You're gonna hit T, click, and then you're gonna type whatever you want to type. So we're gonna type Rico YouTube. Okay, and what I just did there, I have my shortcuts, or what I'm pressing, my keystrokes down here in this area. Okay, so let me go out, do it again. T, Rico, enter, Copeland. No, we said YouTube. Sorry. Okay. Now, the first problem with that is that the standard font size is 12 points. And we're not going to get into a lesson about points and all of that versus pixels and all of that, but that's really small no matter how you slice it. Another thing that I want to bring up about vector, SVG, PDF, Illustrator, all vector file formats are made to be scaled to where if you scale them up, they don't lose any quality. They're still as sharp as if you put it on a billboard or on a little business card. So that's one thing to remember. But anyway, this is too small regardless. So I'm gonna bump this up to about, let's see if 100. That's better. That's better. That's a lot better. Okay. And so I don't like my name. Control Z. Control Z is the universal undo button, but I just wanna fix my name, bro. Yeah, there we go. That has more personality. Okay. Okay. So you can also click on your text, select Shift, hold Shift, and drag. What holding Shift and dragging is going to do is keep your proportions. All right, let me show you what's going to happen if you don't hold Shift and drag. If you just drag without Shift, you run into this terrible mess of a design, or whatever you want to call it. So always hold Shift, and once again you can Control Z as many steps back as the program remembers. So yeah, we're gonna scale that up a little bit. All right, so now let's get to the point where we're gonna convert this to a SVG. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna do, your text might be different, but if it's like mine, my text looks terrible like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click. I need to teach you this as well. So let's say you're not in a text editing mode, and you just have a free cursor or whatever. There's two ways you can select the text in here. You can come in, click it, then double click it to select the line, or you can, let me exit out of there, you can hit T and go in there, or you can hit T, put your cursor in there, and then hit Command A or Control A on the Mac and select all. Now, I'm doing it this way because that's how my settings are set up. You can do it however way you want. I just showed you like 2 or 3 different ways. So what I need to do is center this. This looks terrible like this to me or whatever. So to center it, while I have that all selected, is I'm going to go here to Window. I'm going to go back to Type, and I'm going to go to Paragraph. And what that's going to do is bring up my paragraph dialog. All right. This is align left. This is align center, which is what I want to do. This is align right. Okay. For the sake of this video, we're not going to get into all the specifics of that. We're just going to center it. You might not have to center it, but if you do, you just learned how. So I'm going to drag this back in because it left my artboard. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, this is still too far away. And once again, for the sake of this video, so that we're not doing hardcore design lessons, I'm going to show you an easy way to fix it, or basically bring this space, because this space is a problem. All right. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it, and I'm always going to show you the long way, step by step, so that if you can't catch on to my shortcuts, then you know a full proof way to go find this. So you're going to select your text, you're going to come to Type, and then you're going to come down to Create Outlines. And what that does is takes it from being just text to now it's technically vector art now. So now it doesn't register it as, you know, this isn't an R anymore. This is the shape of an R with lines, you know, and color filled in, if that makes sense. So, and each one of these, once you outline it, it's all gonna be in one group, okay? And these outlines, each letter now becomes its own thing, but you're gonna see that right now. So first, you're gonna select your new object. It's not even text no more. We're gonna call it an object. You're gonna select your object, okay? Then you're gonna right click, and then you're gonna do ungroup. Okay, because once again, I told you when it became an object, it grouped all of these, and now, like I said, each one of these is its own object. It's its own person, its own thing. Okay, so we're gonna take person YOUTUBE, and we're gonna bring our cursor over here. We're gonna click and drag. What happens when you click and drag is you're making a selection, and you're telling Illustrator that, hey, this selection, you know, I want to do something with everything I just selected. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these back, and so you're going to come to group them back. There's 2 ways. You can Command G or Control G on a Windows. Let me undo that. You can Control G, and now it's a group. Boom. When you click it, now these all live together again. They're not their own person. They are still their own person, because if you double clicked one, you would go into that group, but they're all together. As to where this one, because we haven't grouped it back yet, these are all individuals. They're not in a group right now. They're solo acts. So let me ungroup this. Okay, now let me show you the long way. So take your cursor, come over here, and I believe it's under select. No, sorry. I'm gonna go to object, group, and that's the long way to do that. So You can choose which way, but either way, I'm gonna come up here with my cursor, and just to add another layer, you can come in here and you can go boom. You can select this one, hold shift, select this one, hold shift, select this one, and group them. And now if I came over here, move the arrow keys up and down, they're grouped, and that one's not in the group. He was left off bad and bougie. Alright, and remember I told you this thing can control Z back as far as it can remember. So alright, so now we're gonna come up here, group all these. I'm gonna take this group, move it on up. Alright, and boom, Rico YouTube. Alright, so now that we got our design, and we got it basically how we want it, this is a trick I like to do, and honestly it's a best practice for me because it just feels right. But I've talked to several designers who say, bro, this doesn't make a difference at all, but for me it does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, just like most programs, you can take your cursor, drag and select, and it's gonna select everything that I just hovered over, which in this case is these two groups, and I want this whole group to be one thing or whatever. And this, for the sake of this video, I could really make a way cooler SVG, but nah, I'm not gonna do that. So there's something called the Pathfinder, and once again, you can find almost everything I'm talking about over here in the Windows panel. This is a long way to go there. You come to Window with everything selected still. You come to Window, Pathfinder, and then you select the Unite option. And what that does now is it puts them all in one big group. Okay? And you can ungroup them and it still works the same way as it did. Everybody just became their own man or woman. But I personally like grouping them all and having them be one thing. So yeah, let's get this thing ready to export. Okay, and yeah, let me get Design Space launched up. Yeah, we're gonna do that later though. But all right, so here's the first thing you need to do. The very first thing you need to do is come over here to Object, Artboards. This first, let me give you this artboard is this white 10 by 10 bounds that we created in the beginning. So you're gonna come here, you're gonna go to Artboards, and you're gonna fit to artwork bounds. Boom. And that's gonna basically make it to where you don't have so much access data, because if I had exported it the other way, it would have had all that access data, and it would have been transparent. You wouldn't have been able to see it, but that's you want it to be close together. So yeah, you're gonna come over here. Okay, this is important. You come over to File, you go to Save As, save on your computer. Okay, we're gonna come back to YouTube tutorial, and once again, wherever you save your stuff, and we're gonna do Format SVG, and then we're gonna name it SVG for Cricut. All right. You just agree to all those terms and conditions. You don't got to read the fine print. They're not trying to make you sign your life away. So now let's get this thing uploaded into Design Space. All right, so we're gonna come over here. All right, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cricut Design Space, but if you're not, you can go to the website and download it, and they have a web app and a desktop app, but I'm using the desktop app. So we're gonna come in here to new project. All right, let me make this a little bigger on my screen. Yeah, let's make that a little bigger. All right, so you're gonna upload image, browse. All right, go to where you saved it, SVG for Cricut. All right, it's gonna bring it in like that. You just hit save basically, and it's simply that easy. Okay, you select what you just uploaded, you import the image, and now your SVG is in there. Now it's recognizing it as a group, which when we exported it, it was one big group. And remember, this is kind of a good visual representation of how I was showing you that each of these is its own person within a group. So like, I guess the Backstreet Boys or something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's that simple. So you come over here, you select the group, you weld the group, right? And then you size it however you want to size it. Let's say I only want a 5-inch, you know, I want only a 5-inch. So you come over here, bring it up to 5 inches, place it on your mat, hit make it, and boom, continue. I don't have my machine plugged up right now simply because this is only for tutorial purposes, but yeah, that basically concludes we basically went over how to take it right off the web from any free font site, in this case the font. We went to the font, we got a font, we took it in Illustrator, we customized it, we made it our own, we did what we wanted to do. We exported it to SVG, and then we uploaded it in here, and now we're at the point to where we're literally a button away from hitting cut. So yeah, it's that easy. And you know, I hope I was able to explain that in depth, or not in depth because it's simple, but just step by step. Please let me know in the comments. I want somebody who has never ever touched either of these programs to say, all right, I can do this if I watch this video, and I can duplicate it, and I can do it. So yeah, man, that's what I'm out to do right now. So hopefully that helped. So now we're gonna transition to something I want y'all to see, okay? Because there is some money to be made. Let me close that out. There is some money to be made. Right? There's somebody right now, and I'm probably gonna blank out their name and all of that just because I don't know if they really, if I'm allowed to show that. I don't know. But this person is a bestseller, and they are making custom made SVGs like me and you just did, and they are selling them for $7 a pop. And from the looks of their reviews, it looks like they're selling them all day. Here's something else I want you to understand too. These colors have absolutely nothing to do with what we just did, because it's an SVG file, right? It's the blueprint to cut. It's what the machine is seeing. So this person is smart, and they're sprucing it. They're sprucing up their whole just look with colors and everything. But don't get worried and say, well, you didn't show us how to put these in there, put the color in there. That's a whole nother video, which I will teach you how to do that as well. But for the most part, right now at this point of the video, you have the skills to go do this. You can go make, goodness God, 3,000 sales damn near, and that's since 2017. So You know, she's hustling, but you know, let's just do some quick math. Do some quick math. She is dang near got that many times 6. No, no, no. Times 6.99. Wow. This lady, if all her sales were SVGs since 2017, has made $20,000 off of what I just showed you how to do right now. So, um, man, there's room for you. There's room for you. You can make a little. You can make a little passive income doing this, or you can use it for yourself. Um, I hope I was able to help you, man. I'm gonna sign off right now because I do gotta go to work. But once again, give me good or bad feedback, man. I'm just now starting out my channel. I'm trying to provide as much value as I can. But if I suck, or if you know, I'm willing to hear that and get better. So it was nice, you know, being able. It really feels good to be able to show somebody, even if one person's just like, oh man, I'm about to run it up off this dude's video. Then, man, my mission will be complete. So, man, everybody who watching this, I love y'all, man. We gonna be back with another video real soon. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. If you have any questions, hit me, man. I'll talk back.